put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
Diddy's trial just went full-blown wild, and guess who's now caught in the middle of the madness? Nicki Minaj. First it was Kid Coy, then Capricorn Clark, and now Nicki's name is getting dragged right into this federal circus. So let's rewind for a sec. Remember when Nicki randomly started going off about undercover brothers and fake tough guys in the game? That wasn't just shade. She was allegedly talking about Meek Mill. And now, the real reason behind their breakup might be way darker than anyone ever guessed. Sources say Meek tried to push Nicki into attending one of Diddy's freaky invite-only parties, and when she shut it down, he totally lost it. Some even whisper he got physical, and that might have been the breaking point that made her walk out for good. And don't forget, Nicki used to be managed by Diddy for a short time, but long enough to peep what was really going on behind the scenes. Word on the street? Nicki saw too much during that chapter, and now she's ready to spill it all in court. And here's where it takes a wild left turn. There's talk that Nicki herself leaked that shocking video of Diddy and Meek in a, let's say, very unexpected situation. And get this, she allegedly paid off a bodyguard to take the blame so her name stayed clean. But now, she's allegedly exposing some sealed contract Meek signed with Diddy, like real paperwork, documents that could confirm all those shady whispers folks been throwing around for years. Insiders say the contract could prove that in order to climb the ladder in Diddy's empire, artists had to give up more than just their music. Allegedly, they had to sign over themselves to get that money, power, and spotlight. And part of the deal? Showing up to Diddy's infamous freak-off nights where all kinds of stuff supposedly went down. It's messy, it's explosive, and Nicki might just be the one ready to blow the lid off everything. These weren't your average Hollywood after-parties. Nah, this was something else entirely. We're talking full-on events where if you didn't play along, you got iced out.
What do you think about the undercover community?
I think that if you roll in undercover, right, there's no need to, because I think the opportunities are endless if the truth can set you free.
One of the best critiques anyone has ever given me, and that critique actually came from P. Diddy.
Insiders claim Diddy had these wild setups where artists were forced to do some real questionable stuff, and we're not just talking late-night club vibes. Allegedly, he made grown men do things that had nothing to do with music, real submission-type behavior. Some even claim dudes had to handle him in ways we can't even fully say out loud. And guess whose name keeps popping up in this twisted little circle? Meek Mill. Nicki Minaj isn't staying quiet anymore. She's allegedly ready to drop every detail. Whispers say Meek signed one of those freak-off contracts, and one of the conditions? You had to get your partner to join too. So while he and Nicki were still a thing, the street's been wondering what really ended their relationship. Now we might know. Allegedly, Meek pushed Nicki to go to one of those parties, not just to be there, but to actually join in. But Nicki shut it down hard. She told him no without hesitation. And after that, things got ugly fast. There are claims Meek got aggressive. Real talk, folks are saying he might have put hands on her when she refused. And there's even an old clip floating around showing Meek shouting at Nicki in public. It's resurfacing now, and it's got people talking again.
Now, Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop. This is really happening. I'm just saying to you. No, stop.
Crazy. I pulled up to her crib. I was in that 19 Mercedes. I got this baby from LA. She be fucking me so crazy.
When you compare all this to what Cassie went through, it's giving serious deja vu. The pattern is too familiar. And now it looks like Nicki might actually be stepping into court, not just to speak on Meek, but to expose Diddy directly too. Let's not forget, Diddy briefly managed Nicki back in the day, but she dropped him quick. The official story was that he wasn't giving her enough time or energy. But now, folks are saying the real reason might have been way darker. Allegedly, Diddy tried pulling Nicki into those same freaky scenes while managing her, but she wasn't having it. She wasn't about to trade her body or her pride just to grab a feature or shine on the red carpet. So what did Nicki do when she saw what was going on? She dipped out, fast, cut all ties with Diddy's world the moment she sensed trouble. But guess what? As soon as she started dating Meek Mill, he dragged her right back into that same toxic circle. Yup, he reintroduced all that chaos into her life and allegedly tried to pull her into it too. Now let's get into that infamous tape. Word on the streets? It was Nicki Minaj herself who filmed the whole thing. Meek Mill allegedly getting clapped by Diddy. That's right, Insiders say Nicki was the one behind the camera, and she's been sitting on that footage like a ticking bomb. Why keep it so long? Simple. She was scared that if Diddy or his crew ever found out she had that kind of footage, her safety, and maybe even her career, would be on the line. That tape wasn't just gossip fuel, it was the type of blackmail that could tear the whole industry machine apart. And according to Jaguar Wright, who never holds her tongue and always drops names, Nicki caught the whole thing on camera at one of Diddy's alleged wild parties out in Calabasas.
Nicki put that up to here. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Oh,
She just wasn't gonna tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
So then who's the guy who's claiming he recorded it?
Oh, somebody that got paid?
Yeah, he said like I was standing
somebody
outside the
that
door.
got paid.
She didn't leak it right away. No, she held onto it for years, keeping it buried like treasure, because once you mess with Diddy's inner circle, it's a whole different level of danger. But then everything started coming to light. Lawsuits, freak-off exposés, people breaking their silence left and right, and that's when Nicki allegedly made her move. She dropped the tape. Boom! And the bodyguard who supposedly leaked it? Jaguar claims he was just a paid decoy, a fall guy to keep Nicki's name out of it. That wasn't luck, that was strategy. Nicki wasn't playing games, she was moving like a mastermind. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time she's hinted at certain folks living double lives in the industry. Remember that IG live she did with Soulja Boy? Nicki started throwing shade about undercover brothers, and Soulja, he just sat there, laughing awkwardly, not saying a word. Now here's where it really started getting messy. The comment section lit up like wildfire after that Soulja Boy moment. Fans were not holding back. One person even said, Soulja Boy didn't want to touch the whole DL topic because the rumors been swirling about him too.
Real life.
Real life shit,
Nigga, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you
Talk
heard?
that shit, me.
Dream chasers, nigga. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street nigga forever. I'm the king of Philly.
And the tension, you could feel it through the screen. But Nicki, she knew exactly what she was doing. And she wasn't done. Soulja Boy was just a warm-up. Nicki came in pressing everybody. She even hit up Ray J with the same energy. Straight up asked him what he thought about all these industry dudes living that double life behind closed doors. Now let's be real, Ray J's name been dancing around the Diddy mess for a minute. Ever since those lawsuits started crashing down on Diddy, Ray J's been dropping shady tweets, throwing looks in interviews, and making it crystal clear he knows something. It even got so heated, word is Diddy's sons tried to run up on him behind the scenes. But even with all that, Nicki didn't back off. She pushed forward, bold as ever. She straight up asked Ray J to speak on the whole Meek Mill situation too. Because by now, everybody's whispering that Meek and Diddy got some real strange, low-key connection. And if you're paying attention, the sign's been there. Let's not forget that wild detail from the Lil Rod lawsuit. Diddy was accused of bragging that he smashed a rapper from Philly who used to date Nicki Minaj. Like seriously, how obvious can it get? That description screams Meek Mill. No code, no mystery, just names without the names. But even with all the tea boiling over, Meek didn't take it well. At all. Word is, he got so heated about DJ Academics doing deep dives into the Lil Rod case that he allegedly threatened to unlive him. All because more and more pieces were starting to line up.
Do you think there's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no. We don't know about that.
Okay. Because I do.
You had a massive altercation with Diddy's sons, and then several weeks later, someone tries to kill you. People think that maybe Diddy has something to do with what happened.
I just think that we need to just chill. We need to let Puffy go.
At first, DJ Academics didn't even drop Meek Mill's name directly, but that didn't stop Meek from snapping behind the scenes. Insiders say he got heated, real heated, and allegedly started sending out some wild, scary threats. And if you know anything about Academics, he might be messy sometimes, but he's not known for making stuff up out of thin air. If he says somebody came for him, chances are he's got the receipts. But even with all this heat swirling around, Meek's still out here on camera acting like nothing's up. He's been saying, no Diddy gang, no freak stuff, like he's trying to clear his name. But let's keep it real. The more he denies it, the weirder it looks. Now here's where it gets even juicier. There's talk of an unreleased Meek Mill track that never hit the public, but a few insiders claim they've heard parts of it. And what they're saying? Ooh, it's got confession vibes. Word is, in this verse, Meek starts talking like he's in church, saying he regrets some of the stuff he did with Puffy. Regret? With Puffy? That line alone got people raising eyebrows. But hold up, there's more receipts on this Diddy-Meek connection. Remember that event where they pulled up in full matching outfits? Not just color-coordinated, identical. That raised some questions, but the streets didn't forget. And that wasn't even the only moment that had folks talking. Let's talk about that party clip. Meek's on the mic, pouring his heart into a song, and he's staring dead at Diddy, like really locking in like he's singing to him and only him. One fan in the comments nailed it, saying, "I'm on the mic trying to rap to my daddy." And Diddy was right there catching every word. And if you thought that was spicy, rewind to the poolside footage. You already know fans were zooming in and analyzing every second of that too. But don't think it's just internet gossip fueling this fire. Let's throw Orlando Brown into the mix. He's been out here saying wild stuff, including that he's hooked up with Busta Rhymes, Usher, and yep, you guessed it, you really can't make this stuff up. Meek Mill's name just keeps popping up in the wildest ways. Orlando Brown straight up sat down with no jumper and said Meek was on the DL, and that he and Diddy had definitely done something behind closed doors, and it didn't stop there. Even comedian Andrew Schultz threw some shade during a comedy set in Philly, right in Meek's backyard. Of course, Meek didn't stay quiet. He hopped on Twitter trying to brush it off, tweeting something like, "First time I laughed at being called DL, but don't play with me in real life. I might swing LOL."
How did you feel when you saw this lawsuit that made it seem as if perhaps Diddy and Meek Mill had sex?
I mean, to each their own, and why would they not have sex when they're gay rappers?
They.
Do you think Meek Mill's gay?
Robbing Diddy is terrifying, because what if he's there? You break down the door, he's butt naked on the couch. Meek Mill sitting on his lap, just petting him like a Maltese cat.
That's deflection if we've ever seen it. But let's rewind to a moment that's been raising eyebrows for years. Meek Mill's 27th birthday bash. Diddy allegedly went all out for him, dropping $25,000 to rent out a lavish Parisian-style palace in Las Vegas. And this wasn't just a little cake and balloon celebration, it was the same weekend as the Floyd Mayweather versus Marcos Maidana fight. That means the entire industry was in town and the cameras were flashing, but here's where it starts looking real shady. Before the party even started, Diddy supposedly made some very specific demands. First, he had all the bedroom locks in the house changed, and only he had the keys. Like what? Why go through all that if you weren't planning something extra? Rumors been swirling ever since that this wasn't just a birthday party, it was one of those parties. The kind insiders call a freak off. Allegedly, this was all part of some unspoken deal. Meek gets the industry push, the connections, the boost, but the price? Well, that's where things get messy. And now guess who might be about to spill it all? Nicki Minaj. Word is she's done keeping secrets and she might actually testify in court about everything. From what Meek allegedly did to her, to how he allegedly got pulled deep into Diddy's dark side, she's ready to speak. Nicki's not playing nice anymore, and if what insiders are saying is true, she's got the kind of receipts that could blow this whole thing wide open. Meanwhile, Meek's been quieter than a locked vault through this whole Diddy court storm. Not a peep, not a tweet, just straight silence. But let's be real, if these freak-off dominoes keep tumbling, his name might be next on that courtroom list. With so many layers unraveling, you gotta wonder, was Meek really Diddy's right-hand man? Or something else entirely? Depending on how you want to look at it, some folks say he was Diddy's boy, others say girl, but either way the whispers are getting louder and the clips are painting a story he can't seem to shake. And what about that breakup with Nicki? Was it really over some industry drama? Or did the whole freak-off mess push her too far? Did she leave to protect herself from something way darker than anyone knew? Now it's your turn? What do you think? Is Meek just caught in the crossfire of all these scandals? Or is there more to his story than he's letting on? And is Nicki finally ready to set the record straight in court? Drop your takes in the comments. This rabbit hole goes way deeper than it looks. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and don't miss what's coming next. Because trust me, we're just getting warmed up.